What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be talking about expectations when bulking versus cutting. Before we get into the video, if you don't know who I am, my name is Victor. I'm an online fitness coach. I help busy professionals and pretty much anyone else who is ready to put in the work, get in shape, lose weight, and just live their best lives. And I do that through my program. If you want to know more about my program, you can check the top video on my channel and you're gonna learn a little bit more. Before we start the video, let's just define what bulking and cutting is. Bulking is the process of putting on muscle. Guys, remember, muscle, not getting fat, right? Because a lot of people confuse bulking for getting fat. This is not the time to get fat. It's just the time for you to build a lot of muscle. And cutting, so most people say cutting is losing weight. I like to think of it more as you just peeling off the fat from your body in order to reveal the muscle that you've gained during your bulking phase, or just the muscle you have in general. So let's get right into it. Bulking versus cutting expectations. Most people get into these phases and they don't really know what to expect, and they're just in these phases and things happen and they don't know why they're happening. So I'm here to pull back the curtain and actually give you what to expect when you get into one of these phases. So let's start with bulking. People really love bulking, especially when it's in the fall and winter season. Everybody's like, oh guys, I'm just bulking, bro. Alright, so what are the expectations? What are the things you could expect when bulking? Number one, you will gain some fat. Now, as much as we would love it if we just gained muscle and not gained any fat, the reality is you're gonna gain some fat while you're putting on some muscle. While you're building muscle, while you're eating in a calorie surplus, you're actually gonna put on some fat as well. The goal is for you to keep the fat gain to a minimum, right? I don't want you guys going 15-20% body fat plus and saying that you're still bulking. No, you're just fat at that point. So you're gonna gain some fat. If you cannot see your abs, if you cannot, things are a little bit floppy, especially when you get close to the end of your bulk, it's totally fine. You don't need to worry about it. You will gain some fat. Number two, the scale does not represent how much muscle you put on. This second point just goes back to the first point. Because of the fat you gained, you might see your weight going up and you might think that that's only muscle. It's not just muscle. There's some fat in there. So don't look at the scale. If you went from 170 to 175 and say that you gained 5 pounds of muscle, chances are you probably gained 2 or 3 pounds of muscle and the other 2 or 3 pounds were fat. So be realistic about how much muscle you've put on. Number three, you look better in clothes but not as good shirtless. Now this is a big one. You will see that your favorite fitness influencers, there are periods of time where they're actually posting pictures with their shirts on. These times they probably don't look as good underneath those shirts because they're bulking with the added body fat. You're probably not gonna see your abs, but you're gonna look good in clothes. You're gonna look good in a shirt, right? You're gonna look really buff like the way I am looking now. I mean, I still have my abs, but that's not the point, right? But as you get close to the end, you just look better in all your shirts. You'll fill out your clothes more, but you will not look as good shirtless. Number four, a true bulk lasts 3+ months to a year. I hate seeing when people say they're bulking and they do it for like a month and then they go back to a diet and they say, yeah, I bulked for like a month. Nah, bro, you didn't bulk. Muscle is very difficult to put on. It's not an easy process for the body to put on muscle. This process is going to take a while, right? So you have to give your body that time to actually put on the muscle. For most people that go on bulking, all these short bulks, they actually put on fat and they think that they put on muscle. And then when they go on a cut, they're like, oh damn, I lost all the muscle I put on. Nah, you did not gain anything. You didn't gain any muscle. You just gained fat, right? You have to really go through this process at least 3 months to like 6 months to almost to a year. Some people do it for a year. I've bulked for a year before. You can really actually make more gains by doing that. So that's what a true bulk is. Number five, it's easy to get sloppy. Fat goes back to the same point I said in number one. Now you know that you're gonna gain a little bit of fat. Some people just take that and they're like, they get fat and then they say, oh well, Victor said that I will gain a little bit of fat when on a bulk. You're not supposed to get really fat, guys. You should keep the fat gain to a minimum. The minimum, right? You should be between 13 to 15% body fat on your bulk. you should not be going above that, right? Maybe 16, but anything pushing past 16, you're fat, right? You should not be doing that. Number 6, you have high energy and you're stronger in the gym. So with the added body fat, with the added mass, you're gonna have the capacity to actually lift more. The times that I lifted the most weight were the times when I was bulking, because your hormone levels are really optimized. Everything is just perfect. Everything is going perfect in your body, right? So it's easier for you to actually lift all those weights and get stronger in the gym. Now that's all for bulking. There are a few more. If you know a few more expectations, leave them in the comments. But let's get to the next one, which is cutting. Now, as we said, cutting is the process where you actually cut off the fat that you've gained to reveal the newly built muscle. And most of these are going to be the opposite of what you would see in bulking. Some of them are similar, but most are going to be the opposite. Number 1, you look great shirtless and you look small in clothes. It's really the reverse, right? When you're on a cut, you can take off your shirt, you can take all the shirtless photos you want, all the beach photos you want. It's really great. It's really cool. But when you put a shirt back on, you probably notice that you're one size smaller, right? Say you used to wear a medium. You probably have to wear a small because a medium might now be too big for you just because you've lost all that fat that was filling up your muscles. You've lost a lot of water in your muscles, and just that bubbliness of your muscles is not there anymore just because you're on a diet. 2, low energy due to low body fat and eating less calories. This is a given, right? When you're eating less calories, you're in a calorie deficit, especially if this is extended. If you extend this, in the beginning, it's not as bad, but as you keep extending that cut, then you're gonna have low energy because your body is gonna find it difficult to keep up with its daily requirements just because you're not eating and you're doing cardio and you're just like being very active. So your body is gonna try to slow that down. That's why it's gonna give you low energy. Number 3, if done wrong, it could lead to muscle loss. So the whole purpose of a cut, just like I said, you want to get the fat off but keep the muscle. So if you do this wrong, you could actually lose muscle. Some people go on a cut and they don't want to train in the gym anymore. They say, oh, I'm going on a cut, I don't need to, keep lifting weights. You need to keep lifting weights and give your body a reason to keep the muscle. If not, your body is going to ditch the muscle and you will lose the muscle. Number 4, a cut should not last more than 3 months. Yep, so the thing with bulking was it should be at least 3 months and above, but when you're cutting, it should not last more than 3 months unless you were overweight. When I say overweight, I mean you're 50 to like 100 pounds overweight. That's when a cut should last more than 3 months. But if you're trying to lose like 10, 15 pounds, 20 pounds, it should not take you more than 3 months to do that, because if it goes more than 3 months, chances are you're gonna push it too far and you're gonna start losing muscle, or there are a lot of things that are just not gonna be optimized in your body if you push it too far. So don't make it last more than 3 months. If you're trying to lose or like get cut in 3 months or less, book a call with me down below and I'll show you how. Number 5, you're gonna be weaker in the gym. So this doesn't happen to the extent that a lot of people think it does, right? Some people say you were lifting 50-pound dumbbells, right? You were doing your curls with 50-pound dumbbells, which is a lot. Some people will say, oh, because I'm cutting, I'm only gonna do 20-pound dumbbells now. No, guys, you're probably still gonna be able to do 50, or at least if you're gonna get weaker, it's gonna be by 5 to 10 pounds. So instead of maybe 50, you would be doing 45 or 40, right? Don't go straight to 20 and say, oh, okay, Victor says I'm gonna be weaker in the gym, so I have to lift less weight. No, guys, you still want to keep lifting as much weight as you can, pushing your max limit. That's how you get to keep all your muscle. If you just start lifting a lot less weight, like 50% less weight, you're probably gonna lose some muscle, so you don't want to do that. Number 6, there's a potential for body dysmorphia. So I'm gonna paint a scenario for you. You're the biggest guy in the gym, right? You're going in the gym all the time, you feel big, you feel strong, and then you get on a cut because you're trying to go to the beach, or you're trying to enjoy your summer, or you're trying to do whatever, right? And now you've lost like 20-30 pounds and suddenly you feel like the smallest guy. You feel like shit. You feel like anyone could just pick you up and throw you around. Yep, that's body dysmorphia. So there's a potential that you're gonna get body dysmorphia, and this you can definitely control by limiting how much time you spend in a cut. Don't take your cut past 10%. All you need is 10% for you to be able to see your abs, right? You don't need to go like bodybuilder style, 8, 7, 6% body fat, right? And that's not even attractive. Like most women will not even find that attractive. So if you're doing that to be like very attractive to women, you're only shooting yourself in the foot. So yeah, guys, this is all it is. These are all the expectations. And again, if you have some more expectations for cutting, leave them in the comments down below. And while you're down there, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna put it down in the description. Yeah, guys, that's it for the video today. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys want to see next, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.